What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Gamers for Life podcast, where each and every Friday, Saturday, or Sunday discussing all things games. I'm one of your hosts, Jarrell. With me is Arthur Thomas, rocking the shoulders over there. How you doing, man?
What's up? It's your boy Pasty Shoulders. How's it going? Rocking the farmer tan out in the Midwest. Yeah, my it's really funny because my arms are like, hi, we're peeling because we're sunburnt. My shoulders are like vitamin D. What the fuck is that? So I'm doing good, doing good.
Right on, right on. Yes, sir. So if you're watching this, definitely hello. Of course, you can subscribe on our channel at G4L Podcast. Please do so. It would be much appreciated. Arthur does a lot of work over there. Uh, the gaming streams for one. That he does on the channel. Obviously, our videos for episodes are going to be here as well. So please, at G4L Podcast, be sure to subscribe. And then obviously the audio is going to be on all the things of how you listen to your podcasts. But everything else will be on linktree.com/gamers for life, the number 4 life, one-stop shop there. And here at the Gamers for Life podcast, we read the news while you can watch or listen to what you choose by clicking on the links to the time code within the description of the episode, so you can go to what you care about, or you can just hang out with us here at the Gamers for Life podcast. And today, I'm going to throw the baton, pass the baton to Arthur. It seemed like he had a little bit of some passion here when it comes to the weird pattern of roadmaps for single player games, which we talked about a little bit last episode. But there's another article here that's kind of adding on to that weirdness. So the floor is yours, sir.
Avowed has a roadmap. Hey, Drill, would you consider Avowed a flop
A flop?
in terms of
Ooh,
number of
that's a hard
sales?
word. Oh, I mean, yes.
Yeah. Hey, Drill,
Yes.
do you think maybe if they released their full fucking game at launch, it might have done better? Oh, shocker. Like, I'm sorry. No, I'm done. Like, games are about to be 90 fucking dollars for a Switch 2 cartridge that is which isn't even a hard cartridge because as we know, the Switch 2 physical copies that cost $90 aren't even a physical copy, are just a license for the digital game you download, are about to be 90 fucking dollars, and you're telling me games about that are about to be priced this much have a roadmap when I'm playing just by myself?
So much for that segment, Arthur. You just jumped
Like,
in a whole other
like,
segment.
no, like because it's all no, because for me this is all related to it. It's not like I'm not like Charlie from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, like, oh, I'm connecting the strings. But we're about to live where Switch 2 1K games are $90, and you're telling me single player games have roadmaps? Obsidian. I don't know if this is your decision or Xbox's, but whoever decided to tell you to not have more content at launch for a game that was clearly overshadowed by other games at launch, because here we are, like, and I've been singing Obsidian's praises. I'm like, no, 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 Bethesda fucked up. Fuck Bethesda. Fuck Fallout. Fuck Fallout 76. Play Outer Worlds. Oh, was it Avowed's gonna be a competitor? Avowed's gonna be a competitor to Elder Scrolls, and here we are. No one's talking about Avowed. Their NPCs don't fucking move. All this other bullshit, and you're gonna release like a roadmap. This isn't some battle pass microtransaction seasonal bullshit. I don't know who made the norm to make roadmaps for a single player game common. Like, no. It, 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 in the same world where we have articles saying, oh, look, a single player game saw a 90% drop off in 2 months. Like, yeah, because we beat the fucking game. So the only thing that should bring us back is new DLC, new content, if that. But these patches, these fixes, these quality of life issues, no, this isn't an MMO. An MMO, you know what I mean? It's like why are we treating single player RPGs like a fucking MMO as if you have millions and millions and millions and millions of players? Like, you ain't fucking Schedule 1. You ain't fucking Black Myth Wukong. No. You're not even. I'm sorry, Obsidian. You're not even fucking Oblivion remastered. You're not Expedition 33. I'm it, it's it's weird because I get DLCs, but something about a roadmap, like you're telling me a month or not too long after a single player RPG came out, you had all this planned out. So what? I'm buying a burger, but my lettuce is paid extra. My tomato doesn't come out till 3 months later. No, fuck you. And now my burger, what used to cost $60, is now going to cost 90 in the Switch 2. No, no, I'm not paying 90 fucking dollars for an unfinished burger to be like, hey guys, big announcement. Lettuce is about to drop 2 months from now. And and it's really interesting because a lot more people are realizing the importance of like sales and Steam and like PC gaming. There's like this common trend of like, wow, Switch 2 games that don't even handle 4K are about to be $90. People are like, holy shit, I might actually start doing this thing that PC gamers have never done, which is actually playing the games I paid for on a Steam sale. And, and I don't know, it just disappoints, Jarrell. If you're telling me, if you're telling me years ago, Obsidian's dropping a single player RPG and their game had such lack of content at launch that they're gonna have a roadmap, I'm just like, that's not Obsidian. That's EA. That's EA bullshit. That's Blizzard. But Obsidian, I'm just like, they need to be a little public on whether they here's what sucks too, Joe. They can't be because they can't bite the hand that feeds them, which is Xbox. So it's like we don't know if this is an Obsidian decision to have a roadmap for Avowed, which no one's fucking really cared about anymore. Because we played RPGs where shocker drill, oh, NPCs can move. NPCs don't have to stand in place. If you hit an NPC in an RPG, they react. You can steal stuff. You can interact with stuff. And somehow Obsidian forgot about that, even though they made Fallout New Vegas, even though they made Outer Worlds. And I still, and speaking of Avowed real quick, Darrell, I still say I haven't played Avowed, Darrell. I don't think I will. Here's why. Do you remember Avowed's very, very first reveal trailer? That dark, gritty arrow being fired into a major medieval battle
Yeah.
and then falling into the crevices of hell. I have a question, Joe. You played Avowed. You played Avowed. Is any part of that reveal trailer in the game? Honest question. The reveal trailer of a fiery arrow being fired into a dark, gritty thunderstorm, huge battle scene, and then falling into the depths of hell. Was any of that in the game?
No, the game's completely different. There's archery, but no, that whole lore is not the game.
That's not the game. And for me, Avowed is like another Halo. For me, Avowed is like another Halo Infinite. Where like, real quick tangent, Halo 5 ended on all the AIs revolting against humanity. I'm like, oh shit, all the AIs are revolting. Cortana's kind of their leader. I can't wait to play the next game. Halo Infinite comes. Oh, read a journal. You read about it. God damn it. And
Yeah.
then, and now here we are with Avowed's reveal trailer of this fucking massive battlefield against humans and demons and skeletons, gray and gritty and dark. And this arrow drops into the pits of hell. Demons are being summoned. It's very visceral. It's very gory. Avowed's like purple, blue colors, flowers are doing stuff. Ha 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 ha. And now we've roadmap and no one cares. And Obsidian, I feel bad because Obsidian normally is known for success. This is the team behind Grounded. This is the team behind Outer Worlds. This is the team behind Fallout New Vegas, which is to this day the arguably best Fallout for a lot of its fan base. I haven't opened this article and I don't care. Like it just sucks. And this is not this isn't this rant of mine on a Friday night of like, oh, Arthur's talking to clouds. Here's the thing. Yeah, I'm talking to clouds, but guess what, Drill? Years from now, guess what always happens, Drill? I'm fucking proved right. Every goddamn time. It just sucks that if these single player games have these roadmaps, like where were they at launch? Like, for example, again, not to single out Avowed. Drill, here's another single player RPG known for success. Assassin's Creed Shadows has a roadmap. I don't know when or who approved these fucking roadmaps for single player RPGs, but like whoever is doing it, stop. Just make a good like no one is like, man, guys, that Sung Wukong 2 year roadmap was fucking fire. No, that game had 10 million players because it's a goddamn good game. You know what I mean? No
Yeah.
one.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No. Actually, no. You please go ahead because
Oh, okay.
I found that.
No, I mean, I think you have I think you have a valid point. I don't know if I 100% agree. I think partially I do, but this is kind of the reason why, right? So when it comes to Avowed, I agree that it's funny that they're having this, that they have this just because the game was half baked when it released in general, right? There's no moving NPCs, which is really weird in a game that you want to have a lot of life in it. The music is great. The combat is actually pretty fun, but the more you play it, when it comes to if it's not a creature and it's just like a regular NPC, they just stand and look at you like the game seems lifeless, like in some areas. And after a while, it was kind of like this game really seems like not really done. Like it didn't really motivate me to fully explore the game, just because like just regular things that make a open world sandbox game, especially an RPG, alive, if you will, was just really not there. And the thing about Avowed is that it did quite a few things right. I think when it comes to the dialogue, much more lively than we know from like typical like Bethesda stuff. I know this is Obsidian, but like from an RPG standpoint, we always think about Bethesda stuff as far as like Elder Scrolls, Fallout, and whatnot. This has a lot of life in it. I did like the dialogue, like how the characters are engaged and stuff. The combat was the best feature. Combat was very fun, and I love switching between, I want to fucking stab somebody or I want to use some magic, like in one hand and a knife in another, like just like really quickly. I liked that a lot, but the game felt like it wasn't done. And like you said, the lore completely changed. We thought it was gonna be some like a darker tone type stuff, and then they kind of changed it, and then the art style changed. Um, and now we have this list of stuff as far as, hey, we're adding new stuff, we're adding an arachnophobia mode, we're adding additional gaming options. So it's just like it's annoying. It's annoying specifically for Avowed because, to your point, it's a game that should have been much more finished and polished in the first place, and now you're trying to win people back. Like that's what it seems like. Um, so that I agree with you. I think that the thing about and I think it's like today's climate is that while there are still strong player numbers for some games that are that are single player, right? Like Expedition 33 is a single player game, right? Huge numbers I think still, but I think but everything is treated now like it's a multiplayer game, because these fucking companies have these stupid fucking goals, financial goals, like over time. Like, we gotta have this much. They gotta be playing this much. Because technically, like now, most of these games, even if they're single player games not online, they're still connected online, so they're still getting that data as far as it like, hey, how many people are playing, right? So that's like a whole fucking thing too, which is annoying. But I understand it in the same light because everything, everyone's watching everything. Um, so to a degree, it makes sense to have updates for single player games because you want people to continue to play because that's how they're surveilling everything if people are playing it. Um, I wish it wasn't like that. I wish we just had the days where we just had games that were fucking finished and done and like great. But I just think the current climate, it's just what it is. It's just funny that these updates happen for games that we don't like. you know, like
Man,
Assassin's
dude,
Creed Shadows and Avowed. And it's like, great, we have updates to these games. It should have been better. Like it's kind of the irony of it.
hey Jill, don't you remember like a month after launch, Baldur's Gate 3 released its 1 year plan? Oh wait, no, the game was just fucking working at launch.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, don't expect this to be the industry norm. You remember that?
Right.
And here's the thing too. Again, let me be clear. This roadmap, the Avowed roadmap drill, has zero DLC. There's a difference between a DLC and season pass in the same compass and this 1 year roadmap. Because one of my favorite games of all time, Mass Effect 3. I hate the ending, but like Mass Effect 3 itself is still a fun game. And um Mass Effect 3 did Mass Effect 3 shortly after launch was like, hey, there's gonna be this epilogue stuff like that. What and it's not uncommon for RPGs. It's not uncommon for RPGs to have a season pass at launch because when the RPG has a season pass at launch, there's going to be epilogue, like the story will go on, the story will be continued, or there'll be like a branching path, right? Like Skyrim had Dragonborn, had Fallout 4, had Dark Harbor, had all this other stuff, right? But I'm going to read the bullet points of this Avowed roadmap, and you tell me, Joe, this is not rhetorical. You tell me, say, Arthur, stop. When I list one bullet point that you think will bring players back to Avowed. It's not rhetorical. When I say, I'm gonna list stuff, he's like, Arthur, stop. That'll bring players back to Avowed. This is now live. Arachnophobia, mouse and keyboard support for Xbox, fog of war improvements, more gold and crafting materials, soul pods will now dispel illusions, unique gear improvements. Coming summer, cooking and crafting improvements, new NPC abilities, new active and passive abilities, new unique weapons, custom map markers, coming fall, new game plus, photo mode, new weapon type, changing appearance and world, new character presets, more godlike features. And that's what I mean by this roadmap. I'm sorry, is bullshit for a single player game. Case in point, Drell, Space Marine 2. Space Marine 2, off the bat, not a single player fucking game. What'd their roadmap look like? Fucking new weapons, new missions, new Emmy type, new cosmetics, new mission type, new Emmy type, like things to tangibly bring you back to the game that has for us multiple times. I know we're biased because I like, yeah, Space Marine 2, but again, that's what I'm saying. Where it's like, when we hear year one roadmap, don't think that phrase encompasses all games the same way. Because what Space Marine 2 and other games throughout our modern era of a year one roadmap has done what Space Marine 2 did. New content to bring you back into the game. What it's not the apples to apples, but like Space Marine 2 and like let's say things like Fortnite or Call of Duty, right? Like, hey, here's a new thing that's coming to the game you could not play before now. A new mission type, a new weapon, a new thing, a new skin. Fuck, a new skin. Space Marine 2 has that. You saw me, Joe, with my fucking Joe, you saw, with the new sniper. You play sniper. You remember what the sniper
Yeah.
looked like for the oh my god, Salamanders had that crazy reptile skin. And you're like, God damn, I look fucking good. But again, there was new missions. It wasn't like, hey, play the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over again, but it looks slightly prettier in fall compared to spring. No, there was new missions, new operations, new weapons to level up, right? And I look at this roadmap and it's like this roadmap, Drell, all they've done, this is the roadmap, Drell. They've just announced the next three patches. Next, announcing your future patches to make your game more playable is not a fucking roadmap. And it sucks because this is Obsidian. That's what hurts the most. For me personally, I will be honest, biasly, Arthur's biased. Yeah, no shit, but I'm open about it. Is This not one for one, but it feels like when AAA games were shit in the bed. Halo Infinite, Battlefield 2042, EA doing EA shit, and out of nowhere, Cyberpunk 2077 wasn't playable for the vast majority of players at launch. And we're like, fuck, Cyberpunk, you too? CD Projekt Red? This isn't you. And now for Obsidian to say, hey guys, we have a roadmap. Here's our patches. Oh, spoiler, the last patch won't come out till fucking November. Th- th- this isn't Obsidian. The makers of Fallout, the makers of Fallout New Vegas are having a celebratory announcement that they're going to fix and make the game more fun, but the game won't be more fun till November?
Yeah.
What are we even talking about? Your single player RPG. And here's what sucks, Trail. I would at least give it credit if one DLC was announced. If one epilogue, one quest line. You mean, hell, Joe, give it to EA. Yeah, EA has a bunch of pure bullshit, but at least EA tells you, hey, guess what, Drell? After launch, there's gonna be a Jabba the Hutt mission. At least they tell you more missions, more content is coming to the game. But now Avowed, Assassin's Creed, and more are just saying, hey guys, guess what? The game, if you think the game is not fun now, well, you just wait till November. It'll be a little more fun. What
Yeah.
and that's my gripe with it is what a quote unquote, and this is a vernacular bullshit, whatever you want to call it. This new age of saying, hey, our single player RPG is not super fun now, but you just wait 6 months from now, it might be a little more fun. Why the fuck, Drell? New Game Plus. New Game Plus is not a goddamn new concept. Why the fuck are we doing to wait till fall to enjoy New Game Plus in a game released in 2025 from Obsidian? And that's what pisses me off the most. This isn't like EA. This isn't Blizzard. This isn't Activision. This isn't these AAA companies who are known for fucking us. This is up until now a relatively trusted company known for delivering fun games at launch. And that's what hurts the most, which makes me think if this is Obsidian, Drell, as far as I'm concerned, looking at this, Obsidian is now in the same category as how many companies have we talked about? BioWare, to a point, Bethesda. Oh, Arthur, what about Obsidian? Sorry, what about Oblivion remaster? That was virtuous. Calm down. Um, but it feels like Obsidian is now in the same category as BioWare of like they've lost that magic that makes it them. And I feel bad because I, to a point, not one for one, but like we just discussed, called it. I'm like, where did my dark, gritty RPG go? And it felt like Veilguard. You know what I mean? Dragon Age went from the cover art of you having dragon blood as your cover art to everyone's a fucking Maybelline fucking commercial for these new characters. And now Avowed went from this dark gritty, you're gonna fight hell. No, you're not gonna fight enemy, you're gonna fight fucking demons to oh, a squirrel farted a flower fungus and now it's disease. Save the world, but we won't move while we talk to you to hey guys, brand new update. You've never heard of this, Drell. You've never heard of this. Huge, massive, fucking baller update coming November. New Game Plus. You and I played Arkham City. One of the top 10 games of all time had a fucking New Game Plus at launch. What the fuck are we talking about? How we've gone to it. And here's my rant drill, like as I wrap this up. We are now celebrating features coming months after launch that used to come normal to a game at launch. New Game Plus used to be a common dime a dozen. Hell, Joe, you know you used to work retail. They used to be RPGs in the $5 bin that they had fucking New Game Plus at launch, and Obsidian couldn't get in their fucking heads to have New Game Plus at launch. What the fuck are we talking about?
Yeah. No, that I agree with. And I think Yeah, that I do agree with. And then the fact that we shouldn't have a roadmap and a patch list are two different things, right? And I think that's your, and I think that's kind of like your roundabout point,
Thank you.
which I
I
do agree with.
I
Yeah.
appreciate you summing it up in one sentence because God knows I can't be as concise. Exactly. A roadmap
Yeah.
and patch lists are not the same goddamn fucking thing.
Yeah.
Thank you for,
Yeah.
but thank you
Yeah.
for cleaning it up for me.
Yeah, yeah, no, yeah, no, yeah, yeah, yeah. Because the summer 2025 list like that should have been in the fucking game from the get. Like, oh, the PCs are going to be better. Well, the PCs should have been better when I started playing for the game for 10 hours. Yeah, and then New Game Plus, I laugh because I'm like, that requires me to beat the game. I don't want to play the game anymore.
Oh man, yo, Drell, fuck, dude, that's some low key shade. Like, wow, Obsidian, that's pretty assumptuous to assume I beat the game. Like,
It's like,
no,
you think
no,
I want to come back to this bullshit? Hell no.
fuck, dude. Like, damn, that's
Yeah,
the way you phrased that was hilarious. Like,
yeah.
you're assuming I beat your fucking game.
Well, you know what's funny too, right? Because you make a really interesting point talking about Obsidian. The kind of like, has Obsidian changed, right? Is Obsidian now like clearly Obsidian? It seems like either this is like a sector of different employees because like Avowed has been pushed back many times, adjusted. The artwork is different, has been different. So it's like, did they toss this up to like a
The
sub
com
Obsidian
the
team?
Sorry to cut you off. Remember the big elephant in the room, the combat. Remember when Avowed was first announced? The combat looked like you were hitting your enemy with a fucking stick or a feather. You remember the very first reveal trailer? Not one enemy in that first reveal trailer looked like they were being hit by anything. And we know, and we're coming from years and years and years and years of gaming where when you hit a fucking person, they react. God damn it, Drill. Fucking Super Nintendo Punch Out. When you punch Mike Tyson, oh, he flinched. But Avowed was like, oh shit, they should react. Fuck, guys, we got to delay the game a fucking year.
Mm, yeah, yeah. Yeah, because I mean, I will say to its credit, the gameplay is literally the strongest. Like the actual gameplay and like how you're using your stuff is literally the best thing about the game. But it's just everything around it. It just seems like it's like, it's broken, to a degree. Um, yeah, and yeah. So I'm just curious as far as like I think for me, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt on this one. I'm not going back to play Avowed. Sorry, guys. But when it comes to I think Outer Worlds 2 will be the determinant as far as okay, is Obsidian officially gone? Because I think this is kind of like a bastardized project that they're trying to fix, and obviously they're giving us a patch notes roadmap, which is whatever. But if they fuck up Outer Worlds 2 and it has similar issues, like no, like the NPCs like are not really pretty much lifeless. There's a bunch of glitches. The combat is janky, and then they give us an updated roadmap for that. Then unfortunately, I'm gonna have to put the nail in the coffin for Obsidian and say, hey, I think Obsidian's out of here. I guess we got to go back to the drawing board and see who's working on The Witcher 4, and hopefully that's good when that comes out because yeah, it seems like it's gonna be another dead RPG dev. You know what I mean? I have no hope for Mass Effect as far as for Bioware is concerned. So yeah, to me, if Outer Worlds 2 is shit, then I'll say okay, they're you know, one Arthur called it, two, they're fucked.
And that's fair. For a lot of people like us that called this shit a mile away, Dragon Age for us was the nail in the coffin. Like
Yeah,
Jarrell, let it be
yeah.
known, Mass Effect 3 was the last time I spent triple digits on a collector's edition, and I've yet to do it since. And I have no regrets. And there's other people like, oh, you didn't get this figure, you didn't get this. I'm like, no, I don't give a shit about a figure if the game's fucking ass. Now people are like, oh, what about Elden Ring? Well, okay, cool, I didn't buy that. I'm just saying the last triple A, fucking triple A, which we can argue from software is kind of not the last Western AAA game I bought. Collector's edition was Mass Effect 3. I didn't even fucking buy Andromeda. And that's how much BioWare was like
I
a
bought it for $10 for
damn dude.
PS3.
Can you imagine back in the day at the time Andromeda released how much more fucking Taco Bell food you could have bought for that money?
I
um,
know. I could have at least six potato tacos.
I could have got chalupa. God damn it. But for a lot of people, understandably, no one gives a shit about the new Mass Effect game coming out because Veilguard fucking killed BioWare. And that's the thing. It sucks because it's not. I will say this. I'll play devil's advocate, drill. Obsidian and BioWare are not apples to apples. Here's why. Veilguard, as we know, I won't go into the depths. We'll talk about. I'll mention it. Veilguard lectured you. Veilguard said, "Hey, you don't like what we like? Fuck you. You're the problem." Even though we're the customer. And and let's be honest, when Veilguard flopped, we celebrated that shit. Like I said, I stand by my analogy. It's like a bakery coming out and it's like, "Hey, what's your topping?" "Oh, how dare you question me? You're racist." Hey, what what type of cake are you gonna make? Is it gonna be a bundt cake? How dare you question me? You're a fascist. You're what's wrong with the problem. Okay, cool. How big were you? How big is your cake going to be? Is it be personal size? Is it be like party sized? I am tired of you asking about my creativity. I want you fired and canceled. And that was Veilguard. So when Veilguard flopped and laid off 100 of its employees, like I said, like a bakery that is at like a bakery that's selling a cake, and if you don't fucking like the cake, they tell you you're the fucking problem, and the bakery closes down. Don't be surprised when your customers fucking clap as you walk out the fucking door. And that's what's different. That's what's different right now because BioWare, like actively devs and publishers wouldn't shut their fucking mouth, which I still said, hey, we're all adults, supposedly. We're all adults. And if you work for a company, you don't work for marketing, shut your fucking mouth, get off the internet. And the Veilguard people couldn't do that. It was like, no, our script is great. Hey guys, I said a bad thing in a game, so now we're gonna have to sit through a cutscene and talk to you like you're a child going through a fucking HR meeting. Yeah. Hey, do you want to kill dragons? Go fuck yourself. Don't be mean, kids. I'm not playing Dora the fucking Explorer. I'm playing Dragon Age where I used to be do blood magic and kill children to level up. What the fuck are we talking about? And so again, so when BioWare failed, I'll be the first one to not the first one to clap up, but again, don't be surprised when fucking BioWare lays off 100 employees and people are clapping on the way out, like ha 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 ha. You said if we didn't like our game, don't buy it. We fucking did it, and now your people are getting fired. No shit. And that's what's kind of different and disappointing about this. Obsidian didn't really have that controversy. Now, yeah, there are that say I hate white people, fuck white people, and I'm like, okay, I didn't buy your game, shocker. but but it wasn't as vocal or predominant to the degree of Veilguard. And here's the thing, Joel. Even if you remove the social media, even if you remove the controversy, what people say outside the game, Veilguard's controversies still was in the game. Because and here's the thing, Joe, I feel bad. I feel bad for gamers that weren't watching the news, that weren't, biasly listen to us, subscribe to us. Hi, how's it going? They didn't know what Veilguard was going to be. So can you imagine, Drill? Like seriously, can you imagine playing Veilguard day one, expecting you're going to RPG, and you're getting talked down to like you're a child? You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck would that? What is that experience? What would that experience look like? But with Avowed, all that controversy, that condescending scripting, it wasn't there. But for them to still have all this, like, hey guys, our game released in February. I have a good news update, Drill. 10 months after a game comes out, at minimum, we're gonna have New Game Plus. What the fuck are we doing? Where if you think releasing New Game Plus 10 months after a single player RPG comes out is something to celebrate? Fuck, dude. I wouldn't be surprised. I'm calling it now. If layoffs come to Obsidian, fuck. But Microsoft laid off how many people in the last 4 years? And you're gonna tell me you're celebrating New Game Plus almost a year after your game comes out? I just feel, and that's why for me, Obsidian feels like Cyberpunk. It hurts. It's like I feel bad. Whereas Avowed, no, not Avowed. BioWare and Veilguard like asked for it, like, yeah, fuck you, our game's awesome. Fuck you, fight me. I'm not gonna fight you. Your game's fucking dog shit. Whereas Obsidian, you know, they stood in their combat, they stood in their game, but it sucks that they're still gonna have the same results as BioWare. They're still gonna have the same results as Ubisoft. They're gonna have the lack sales. They're gonna have the layoffs. They're gonna have all these like resounding negative effects that comes from these type of decisions. And like I said, like Cyberpunk that came out day one, it just sucks because up until now, this was a trusted, respected company. And to your point, I agree with you, Joe. If Outer Worlds 2 isn't fun, because let's be honest, not always about what's good, it's about what's fucking fun. If Outer Worlds 2 isn't fun, put Obsidian in the bin, like we did with EA, like we did with Blizzard, like it with fucking Ubisoft. And it just sucks that this is another trusted, like we did with BioWare. It just sucks that Obsidian's about to be in the bin, possibly, like the rest of these other companies. And to your point, Jarrell, I thank you for summing it up. Patch notes are not a fucking roadmap. And the fact of trying to sell you this is like Obsidian pissing your leg and telling you it's rain. And that's not something Obsidian's known for.
Yeah. No, well said. Well said. I think that's definitely well noted there. Oh, you know what? Is it possible for you to check the Steam DB info on Avowed to see what the player count is, just to add to our point? But as you look that up, yeah, yeah, to sum it up, I think that's really where they're at right now. And I mean, I'll be honest, I wanted Avowed to be much better than it was. Right? We were hearing about that for a long, decent amount of time, and it did not hit the mark. Now, luckily for Game Pass, there's a lot of games that did hit the mark. But it's just speaking to Obsidian specifically. And obviously we hold them to a pretty high standard on RPGs because they've delivered some of the most memorable RPGs in our lifetime. Old Republic, Sith Lords, New Vegas, you name it.
Oh
Uh,
my God, I totally forgot they made fucking Knights Republic.
yeah,
Oh,
they did the two. Yeah,
oh,
yeah,
they made,
KOTOR 2, man.
Jarrell,
Yeah,
they helped make the game that started my gaming character's name.
Artis Fartis.
Artis Fartis. Oh my God, I want to.
It it
I'll be
hurts.
honest,
It digs deep, huh? It cuts
dude.
deep.
We both know we're talking after pod. I've enjoyed a few beverages of the Kentucky moonshine kind. That hurts. My character's name that I cherish, Artis Fartis, comes from Obsidian, and now the game. Joe, they just released a roadmap for a game that has 328 players on a Friday night.
Oh my god.
328. Jarrell Brink, a literal dead game, had more numbers than that.
Oh wait, are you saying 328 players are playing right now for Avowed?
328 players are
Holy
playing Avowed.
fuck.
Who the fuck is this roadmap for, Jarrell? God damn it, I hate being right. And remember, Joel, you started this
Oh
like, oh,
my god.
Arthur has a rant. I'll let him cook. I don't know if it's ground beef or a fucking steak. God damn it, Jarrell. I'm not articulate, but at the end of the day, I'm fucking right. like like let's be honest, up until now I was like, okay, yeah, I have a good point. So like I said, like to your degree, a patch notes aren't a fucking roadmap. They just released patch notes disguised as a roadmap. Let's be honest, for less than 400 people.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's
Dude.
crazy.
So let's
Yeah,
just call it
yeah.
I give it I
What's the highest? What's the highest? What's the highest play count when it released?
let's Avowed Steam player count. Let me look right now. Steam
Because if they didn't hit
DB.
10,000, then it's like fuck.
Oh my God. Darrell, what do you think their highest play
Oh
count
Jesus
was?
Christ. I'm gonna say 30,000.
Not even 20.
You're kidding.
Not even 20,000 max players on Steam for Avowed.
Jesus. Well, and then also too, the thing, one piece of the puzzle that we're missing is that this was a Game Pass game, so we don't have Game Pass numbers. But
Um,
still, that's bad.
no, Steam. Here's why, Drill. More often than not, we've learned that Steam players show out. Um, um, hold please.
Yeah. But yeah, I
Um,
mean that's the less than. So you said 20,000 or less than 20,000 for
less than
Steam?
20, less than 20,000 for Steam
Ugh,
for Avowed. Drill.
ugh.
Hi-Fi Rush peaked at 62,000,
Wow.
and that was on Game Pass.
Now it's on Game Pass,
A
and they
new
laid out
IP.
the whole fucking team like a
Game
bunch of
Pass,
assholes.
new IP. An
Yeah,
Obsidian game cannot outperform. I'm not like dunking on both games because it sucks. Because Kaiju something like that was the maker of the game for Hi-Fi Rush that got let out. That got Tango
yeah,
got let go. But dude, I just feel bad. Like I said, I feel bad. Like I was angry and defensive. Like I was angry and defensive against Veilguard because let's be honest, look at me and Veilguard. So you don't like your game, you're the problem. I'm like fuck you, I'll play your game. And like shocker, it fails. But Obsidian didn't really have that. They had one guy, one individual. So that's I'm not chalking up all the controversy on Veilguard to the same degree as Avowed. And that's what kind of makes it worse, Drill. That's what makes it worse. Like people were actively making a decision to not play Veilguard, and that still had like a couple 100,000 people. You know what I mean? But the fact that
yeah.
Val didn't have that, that's like, oh, sorry, Joe. Um, I redact a few things that's okay. Okay. I fucked up. I'm not Joe Rogan's guy of bring it up, pull up the clip. At one point, as I scroll on the page rail, whoopsie daisies, the all-time peak for Avowed was just shy of 230,000.
Oh,
The
okay,
20,000 mark is less than 3 months. In my
okay.
defense, Trail, there's a button that says 48 hours, 1 week, 1 month, 3 months, and max. I hit max. Why the fuck doesn't it bring me max of all time? I don't know.
Yeah,
It's not my fault. It's fix your
yeah.
fucking UI.
Okay,
Why have two buttons that bring up the same thing? Hey,
yeah.
this button brings up the most number of people in 3 months. This button also brings up the most number of people in 3 months.
Right.
God damn it. So
Okay,
again,
so 200,000.
okay,
Okay, I
two
mean
hundred
that's a
thousand.
strong launch. That's a strong launch.
Strong launch, but Jarrell,
But I'm not playing the game again. That's still
uh
that still holds true.
let's play. Throw oh fuck. Oh, I got one. I got it. Okay, so Joel, there's 328 people playing right now. More. Sorry, we do this live. Hold please.
For those of you listening,
Okay,
hello.
so there's 300. So Joel, this game just released a roadmap, right?
Yeah.
It has 328 current players on Steam right now. A game that has no roadmap, that had no like fatty fucking budget, has half the players. Kingdoms Amalur has 200 concurrent players.
Hmm. Wow.
Kingdoms Amalur has 200 current players on Steam right now, and Avowed by Obsidian has 328.
That's wild.
So, make a burrito bet, Drill. I say layoffs coming in fucking June.
Hmm.
Like, I'm
I
not
mean,
hopeful. It's just like,
yeah.
shit, I want free food, Drill.
I want free food.
But you know what I mean? It's just
Yeah.
like to say a massive company released a roadmap to 328 concurrent Steam players. And let's be clear, Arthur, what about console? Well, guess what? Tell PlayStation 5 to release their fucking player count, then we'll talk. Until then, Steam's the only one that has the balls to be fucking transparent. Okay.
Yeah.
So we do use what we got. Well, if you pay $10 a month, you could play. I'm doing this shit for free. God damn it, I
Yeah.
am.
S-
So again, so that's my thing, Drill. It just
Yeah.
sucks that here's the end all be all. A roadmap, which is patch notes, disguised roadmap, announced for a game that's 328 players on a Friday night in spring.
Yeah. Yeah. We're almost at an hour actually, but
No shit. Dude,
yeah.
I like. Sorry, for those of you not aware, I was like, "Hey, Drill, here's all your topics." And I saw an article like, what, 10 seconds before you record, and it just pissed me off. I was like, "God damn it, Drill, we're talking about this." The second I saw this, second I saw a Val roadmap, and I'm like, "Nope, nope, we're talking about this."
No, it's
So,
all good.
so
It's all good. No, I at least wanted us to talk about the Nintendo news, and then we can
yeah,
clear out because that out of these are all kind of like minute things that we don't really need to have a conversation about. The other things that we were going to talk about, and then we can talk about the Gears of War Netflix movie in the next episode when I watch the fucking Last of Us season 2 episodes with some behind in. But I wanted to talk about the big Nintendo news that we were both like, wait, what the fuck? And Arthur kind of prefaced it in the beginning of his rant regarding to Nintendo basically deactivating bricking Switch 2s if there's any type of modifications whatsoever, which is crazy. But to me, the even crazier thing to me is when you buy a game, it's literally just has a license code for you to use it. It's
physical.
yeah, physical cartridge that has a serial number that you can for a license to like. It's not an actual like game really. It's just a physical cartridge that has a serial number. Like in the PC world, like okay, whatever, right? But for something like a handheld, that's kind of wild, especially being $90 is going to be the new norm. Like, I mean, I know,
You are paying $10 more for a plastic case for a plastic cartridge. Nothing else.
right,
Nintendo has openly said you do not own your quote unquote physical copies because, and they've said this. Nintendo Switch 2 was announced a few weeks ago and they said physical copies will cost $90 over digital, which will cost 80. And there's there being, well, it's physical. It costs more. And here we are where they've now said, oh, by the way, if you buy our physical owned games, you still do not own them. All that's in the cartridge is a license key as if you were buying digital. And to Jarrell's point, if you mod a physical copied game on a physical piece of hardware, they can cancel your ownership of the game and Nintendo can shut down your Switch 2.
it's
And
wild.
people still like to gobble fucking Nintendo's pencil dick cock. Like, I'm sorry, Drell, but I feel like coming from the days of Neo Geo and what was that thing called? Game Shark. We went from the days of Game Shark, which worked for a fucking Nintendo Game
Right,
Boy,
right.
to oh whoa. Zelda wears blue instead of green. Fuck you. Your $500 console is useless. Like,
Yeah, that is insane. That is
they can brick
insane.
it.
That is in fucking insane. And I think we're going to see a lawsuit of some kind soon. I don't know if they'll win, but I think there's going to be something minute. Nintendo's gonna bark up the wrong tree, and someone with heavy legal counsel, and I think they're gonna go to court over this to a degree because that's crazy. Like what if there was a mistake, right? There was some weird glitch or something, and Nintendo recognizes that, and they say because this happens all the time with PC, especially when it comes to like
Are
playing
you are
online.
you Are you listening to unlicensed music in a game? Boom, fucking Nintendo Switch.
Right, right. You know what I mean? Like this happens all the time on online games sometimes. Like even I was playing the finals at one point, and then it was like, oh, there's a notice that you were cheating, and I'm like, what are you talking about? I was like, no, I fucking didn't, and I think it was
I was
because
fucking
like,
dying.
yeah, like,
I
what
was
are you
flying for my
talking about?
life. I
Like,
was
man,
flying for my fucking
but
life.
I think what happened was it was a fucking like hardware thing. Like I had an old Wi-Fi card connected to my desktop, and I had my USB Wi-Fi adapter. So I thought I was like changing the ping or some shit.
Damn,
I
yo,
know
the,
I'm
I'm not for.
exposing my ignorance.
Sorry, Terrell. I'm not throwing shade, but like they're like, yo, this bitch is on 4G Wi-Fi. Nah, he's lag spiking. Like,
Like they thought I was doing some weird shit. So like they
like, dude, Nintendo,
fucking said that to
the
me.
fucking finals and Nintendo out here just punishing poor people. Like
Because I was like, "What the fuck?"
whoa,
I was like,
whoa,
"This game like sucks. Like, what happened? Like I could connect, but it was because it was switching between Wi-Fi
Wi-Fi.
adapters. Yeah, so I had to. That's why like the last episode, I was like, "Let me open my fucking PC and disconnect the goddamn adapter," because I want to make
Nintendo,
sure the episode records.
Nintendo's out here like, whoa, you're playing Mario Kart on a Cat 5 cable? We're shutting you down. Shut down. This bitch is cheating. Fucking lag spiking
Right.
with a Cat 5 cable. Fuck your bitch ass. This is Nintendo. We sell our shit for 90 fucking dollars. Oh, oh shit. Oh shit. You ain't got five $20 bills, or you ain't got a fucking Benjamin some change. Get the fuck out of here with your broke bitch ass. This is Nintendo. Yo, Jarrell, I know there's a couple things I'm lucky about. I'll say it now, man. I know games don't have the best PC ports. I know there's games that aren't like, that have optimization like Monster Hunter Wilds, like Doom: The Dark Ages, like Assassin's Creed Unity and
In
History,
development, but yeah, you're right.
fucking GTA 6 not coming to PC. I'll say this, Drill. I don't got to worry about I don't got to worry about my fucking hard-earned money getting shut down because of a mod. You know what I mean? Like Steam,
Yeah,
I know you don't like Gabe because we did the Valve, but let's be honest right now, man.
he's he's the. I
Steam,
mean, he's one of the goats right now in gaming.
Steam is the best storefront in gaming. Period.
I'm so happy for you to say that.
It is, man.
Years of
Like
shitting on me.
it was low hanging fruit. Like, oh, your fucking game isn't
It was
playable on PC
warranted
day
because
one.
that was the strongest console argument as far as like, hey, I can buy these games and I can put it in. It fucking works. I don't have to be like, I'm gonna upgrade my RAM. Like, so I get it. I get
Yeah, you did a really good impression of me there at the end. I appreciate it.
it.
That was a really good impression of Arthur. I respect it. But yeah, man, like what are we doing? Like we're in an age where you can pay $90 for a game off of a roughly $500 console that doesn't know what the fuck 4K means, and they can shut down. That's like buying that's like buying a new car, but getting off-brand tires, so they shut down your car.
Yeah,
Like,
it's weird because to me it's
go ahead.
weird because they're one of the oldest companies in gaming, right? And they're one of the oldest companies in gaming, and you would think that preservation would be their strongest suits, right? Like at this point, Xbox has the best game preservation out of any gaming platform besides PC. Like there's PC and then there's Xbox Game Pass. And to me, those are the strongest points of gaming preservation. Nintendo is to me the worst, especially now. Like there's a whole catalog of 3DS games that nobody can fucking play because they deactivated the eShop and those games are gone. Either you have them or you don't. And that is where GameStop comes in. Obviously, they're not making any fucking money now. God rest them. But the 3DS games that they have, like that's what they have. So I know there's people that have gone in there just to stack up on their 3DS games because the eShop is gone, baby. You know what I mean? So it's like how many other Nintendo handheld games or just games that they're going to just fucking discontinue, just throw off the chopping block because they're just like, no, we're gonna go to CD key on your cartridges, and fuck you, this and that, and it's just like their game preservation is crazy. So the fact that they are so restricting on like, don't you fucking change this thing on this game, don't you fucking do it. Like it's really ridiculous. It's
I'm
really
playing.
ridiculous.
I'm playing Oblivion with like 9 quality of life mods installed, and I'm happy for it, man. Like,
Yeah, like if it
and the
was Nintendo,
fact,
like you'd be fucked.
and here's the thing about Steam. Steam has the Steam Workshop. Steam has supported first party or second party mods to their game. So for me to have not owned a Nintendo console since the Game Boy Advance to now being a PC player, being like, yo, Furukawa, what the fuck are you doing? And you're right, Drill. I will go back to one thing you said. Us Americans, say what you want about us, fat as shit. Not me, other fat people. Um, we like our lawsuits. That's the thing about being, like, oh, fucking freedom. You try to take a hint of that away, oh, we'll fucking sue your ass. So, like I said, Drill, to your point, you're going to create a $10 price increase with a note with zero change in product and removing the ownership of a hardware physical device from its paying customer. Yeah, I can absolutely see a lawsuit. Now, and here's what sucks, Drill. I think what's going to come from it is a settlement and like 2 lines of fine print changing in the terms of service. Let's be realistic. It's like, if you grew up on the little guy takes the big guy to court and they win. Okay, that was early 90s Disney and they're dead. Okay. So, what fucking fantasy world are you living? We're like, yeah, someone's gonna sue Nintendo and win billions. Are you fucking dumb? Like, no. They're gonna get like, remind you, this is Nintendo. The person that hacked Nintendo has to pay a third of every dollar they make until they fucking die. So I mean, so all I know is like I said, I think you're right. Where we're to see a fucking lawsuit, and all that's gonna happen is a silenced NDA settlement and 2 lines in the terms of service in the fine print in their 90 pages of bullshit will change. That says if you are buying a console, you agree that you don't own this console and that you are leasing it from us. And we have the right. And you know what's a suck drill? You know what? Do you want to think? I think after a lawsuit, it's going to get worse. I think they're going to double down and say, fuck you, try to come after our money. Fuck you and fuck your freedom. I think they're going to double down and say, you know what? Not only are you leasing our games, you are officially leasing our consoles. And you own nothing.
Oh,
And you own nothing.
I
Why
just
wouldn't
thought.
they?
I just thought.
Why would that
Yo,
not happen? Go ahead.
I just thought of this, Arthur. So this is gonna be kind of a roundabout slingshot point, but I'll get there. I promise. So when it comes to the Switch 2, like I feel like now, given like these weird like restrictive things, it's almost like it's not really like, obviously there's some hardware implied with it, but it's almost like that it's like a fucking like it's almost like a MIDI controller. So let me do a backstory and get back to my point. So
Go for it. Go for it. Go for it.
originally,
Go for it.
okay, so 2 weeks ago I attempted to get this music workstation MIDI controller called the Machine Mark III. It has a bunch of, it has like a bunch of music pads and all this stuff. There's no hardware or software into it. The software is on the computer, so you basically plug it in, it recognizes it, and then you can do music stuff on it. But it was licensed. The license of the actual device was to another owner. But I didn't know this. So like I was typing the license on the back of it and it was like, oh, this is to another owner. You can't use this. And if you don't have the license, you can't use the fucking device. Right? Like you can't use it. pretty much. Like it's a dead device. So my point is that's going to be the Switch too. You know what I mean? Like we're going to have a lot of situations where because remember like the DSi days or the DS days where like the
Yeah.
license thing that was a whole thing that
That's
we had
it.
to
That
figure
did
out.
start that. Yeah, I remember back in the day, a Game Boy Pocket was fuck you. This if in your pocket, it's your fucking Game Boy.
Yeah.
And then that around the time was like, well, it's a license, and if it goes in your pocket one time, it's yours forever. If it goes in your friend's pocket, your friend is a fucking bitch that owes us money. Yeah. I
So
remember that was when like
yeah,
legality and ownership and
yeah,
and you're right, like
yeah.
license first
So
came
it's
across our young minds.
it's gonna get a lot worse, man. So I think it's gonna be a situation where the prior user has to either have it agree to transfer over to you, or they have to email Nintendo, and Nintendo has to research it to see if they'll grant it, which they have to show proof of purchase. Like I think it's going to be a real rigmarole. So like even though I'm surprised, even though obviously GameStop is downsized to like the last 100 stores in America or whatever the case may be. I know they're kind of originally expecting like some used Switch 2s that they can sell. I think it's going to be a different situation where, nah, man, these are all a bunch of used consoles that are different licenses and different people's possessions. Nah, you can't trade this in because if you buy it, you can't fucking use it to play games because everything's digital. The games are digital. The fucking thing, the licensing agreement. Like, I think GameStop's going to be fucked in that regard when it comes to that. So, yeah, it's bad news bears, man.
Do you think Reggie played the long game to be CEO of GameStop just to fuck him the most? Just
Yeah.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah, I think
like
Reggie knew about this shit. He said, I'm gonna be in here and I'm gonna get the fuck out because I
Reggie's
know this
like
bullshit.
Reggie's like, let me go into GameStop, let a meme raise our stock to the highest it's ever been in the history of our company, and realize, fuck, bro, their economy is based on used games. One word, one fucking word can shut down all of GameStops across the entire world. License.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yep.
holy shit,
Yep.
dude,
That's it, man.
that's it. That's it. Pre-owned games are gone.
Yeah.
Giving your friend,
Especially for Nintendo.
letting your friend borrow your disc. Go fuck yourself. What are you? You want to pirate a game? You want to pirate a car? You fucking terrorist. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's done, bro. It's gonna get worse. It's gonna get worse. And yeah, I think Nintendo. And then imagine if the next consoles follow suit, right? PS6, new Xbox.
Don't say the word console when I'm hungry, Jarrell, because no fucking console can cook my goddamn chicken. Okay? Don't ever tell me a console while I'm drunk and hungry, because all I can fucking think about. I almost ordered KFC through Uber Eats today,
Yeah.
and what I said, you know what? KFC might have 11 herbs and spices, but they are lies. I have still yet to get my fucking chicken console. So I'm sorry. I kind of blacked out what you said 30 seconds ago. All I know is you said, yeah, new consoles. Yeah, what, Drell? New consoles won't cook your fucking chicken? What the fuck we talking about? So sorry. I legit blacked out whatever you're going with that. I was like a bull that said, I just was like a bull that saw red. You're like, consoles, consoles. Shit, consoles start with C.
Where's my chicken
What else
console?
starts with C? Chicken. Like I don't know. I legit don't know where you're going with that. All I know is the kids would say, "I am triggered." Uh, why were you offended? No, because I can't eat my greasy chicken while playing my Fortnite. Oh no, I'm just no serious though. Where the fuck? Where is my chicken console? Like an
Yeah.
elephant doesn't forget. You promised me food and take that food. Like real quick tangent. Church forgives people when food's involved. My fat ass don't fucking don't. Okay, like church like Arthur was just a chicken sandwich. Go fuck yourself. I want my goddamn chicken. So for those that know what we're talking about, reminder during lockdown on the whole world, when all the normies were going insane. Oh my God, we're stuck inside. Whatever do we do? And gamers were having a renaissance golden era that may never happen again in the history of our species. And during this renaissance of the gaming era where your crew was online 24/7, full team, Overwatch, a full team of 6v6, a full squad of a squad of Battlefield 1, squad of 5. In the midst of all this happening, KFC said, "Hey guys, we're gonna release a console that's gonna be equivalent to a gaming PC and it cooks your chicken." Well, Colonel Sanders, I'm still fucking waiting. So as far as I'm concerned, it's Popeye's ride or die. Suck my dick.
Well, on that note, we're gonna wrap it up here. We're over an hour.
Drill, it's a good Friday, man.
Oh boy, these Friday episodes are toasty. I tell you.
Yo, Sundays you get like pre-nap Arthur. I'm like, hey, yeah, Ubisoft, they suck. How much they suck, Arthur? A lot. Friday night, Arthur? Yo, Colonel Sanders, we're on your fucking grave. Like, I don't give a shit. They've Colonel Sanders, they tarnish your legacy. They don't know what they've done. Your white suit is built of lies.
All right, yeah. Well, I think that's gonna wrap it up. Early Years Play podcast each and every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, discussing all things games. And one of your hosts, Jarrell, with me is the great Arthur Thomas.
I'm Arthur craving Popeyes. You have a good night.
All right, guys. We'll see you next time.